Welcome to Lesson 9, the Doodlz app, which is our painting application that enables us to draw on the screen of the device and use it as a virtual canvas, if you will. And as you'll see in this app, we are going to allow you to not only draw on the screen and customize the line thickness and the colors, but also to save your images into the device's image gallery or photo gallery so that you can look at those images at a future time. So we have a number of interesting concepts that we're going to introduce to you in this app. So let's go right to the video of our device where I already have the Doodlz app up and running and show you just some of the basic capabilities that are built into this app, and then we'll talk about some of the other features that we'll be covering in this lesson. So right now you can see we have a blank white canvas, and if I just go ahead and drag my finger, you can see that I am indeed able to draw with a thin black line by default. Now when I touch the menu button on my device, you can see that we have a number of different menu options in this app. The user is able to choose the color in which they'd like to draw, set the line width. They can hit the erase menu option to turn their finger or fingers into an eraser. And I say fingers because this app is actually able to track multiple touches at once. So we'll introduce that as a new concept in this app. You can hit the clear button to erase the current drawing, which I just did. And I also have the save image option as well, which will save the image into the device's gallery. So let's go ahead and pull up one of our custom dialogues in this app. So here we have a dialog in which we're displaying 4 different seek bars that allow you to configure the alpha, red, green, and blue components of a color. And below those we have a color swatch showing you what the current color is. So for example, if I go drag the red slider or seek bar here, you can see that it's showing me the red color above the set color button, and if I go ahead and hit set color, that is now my current drawing color. Separately, I can also configure the line width, and right now it's set to a thin line width, but I can use a seek bar once again to change the line width and set that. And of course now if I start drawing, I get a thicker red line as opposed to the default thin black line. Now I mentioned that we can track multiple fingers at once in this app. So what I'm going to do now is just drag 3 fingers so that you can see that indeed it is tracking my different fingers, and I can, if I want to, remove or add fingers throughout, and it will automatically keep track of whatever fingers are currently touching and continue to draw those lines individually. So it is capable, the system is capable of distinguishing between your different fingers and which ones have been lifted up and put back down, etc. So we'll show you how to do that in this app. Now let's go back and just go ahead and show you that we can save this image. And when we do, we get this little message that pops up telling us that the image was saved to the gallery. That's known as a toast, and toasts are a great way of displaying a quick message to the user. You can display them for different lengths of time. It's better than having a dialogue when the user doesn't really need to interact with the dialogue. The toast shows up, gives the user some information, and disappears after the specified time allotment. Now let's go to our device's gallery so that we can just see that our drawing is indeed in the gallery. So let me scroll up here, and there's my gallery. And if we go into our list of pictures here, there is the picture that I just created in the app. So indeed we were able to save that, and of course once it's in your device's gallery, you can do things like send those pictures to yourself via email or message them to other people on their own phones, etc. So let's go back to our app once again. Okay, now one of the other features that we're going to introduce in this app is the ability to use the sensor manager to detect when the user, in this case, shakes the device. So not only can you use the menu button and hit clear to clear the screen, you can also shake the device to erase the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let's try again. There we go. And now we have our dialog that pops up confirming whether or not we would like to erase the image on the screen. Of course, if we hit cancel, it won't erase it, but if I hit erase, I now have my cleared background. Now, the reason it didn't display that dialog the first time is you can set threshold limits basically about how sensitive you want to be testing for that sensor, that accelerometer event that allows us to create the shake to erase functionality, and we boosted that number up pretty high so that it wasn't too sensitive. So you have to shake the device pretty hard in order to display the dialog for confirming that you really want to erase the image. Now, we already mentioned that we can process multiple touch events at once, and you saw me draw with multiple fingers. Another thing that we'll be introducing in this example, of course, is the ability to draw lines based on the individual fingers that are being touched. So one of the things that you're able to do in Android is keep track of the different paths that are being implemented via the different fingers in this app. So we'll show you how to do that. Now, finally, there is one other thing that we're going to be introducing in this app, which is the ability to integrate this menu a little bit better with Android 3 and higher devices. In Android 3 and higher, you can have that menu display in what's known as the action bar. So at this point, what we're going to do is switch over to the tablet device to show you this same app running on a tablet using Android 3's holographic theme. So now here you can see our tablet device, and of course we've got the Doodlz app up and running. And the main feature that I want to show you here is that with a little change to the Android manifest and also to how you create your menu, you can specify that you want your menu, your context menu for the app, to integrate with what's known as the action bar, which is located at the top of the device in Android 3 and higher. So you can see this little icon in the upper right corner. That's my context menu. And within that menu, you now see the 5 menu options that on my phone device were displaying as a pop-up menu from the bottom of the app. Now, in addition to being able to integrate the menu into the action bar, this is the exact same source code, by the way, that's running on both of these devices. I also get the benefit of the Android 3 and higher look and feel, the so-called holographic look and feel. So you can see here our choose color dialog looks a little different in on the tablet device from what it looked like on our phone device. So you got kind of a nicer overall look and feel here. And just to show you the line width dialog as well. So again, we get this kind of cool looking seek bar that we're working with here, and the button look and feel has changed, as has the dialog look and feel as well. So we've got a number of nice features to show you in this app. Let's go ahead and get started.